Most people think you need at least £100,000 to make serious money in property, but here's the reality. That belief is actually slowing you down, because if you're spending 5 years saving up for a deposit, someone else is already 3 years into making money. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 real ways to start making money in property without needing £100,000, including the exact strategy that made me over £1 million in the past year with no mortgage, no deposit, no years of saving. If you've never bought a property before, or you're stuck saving thinking it's out of reach, this is going to change what you think is possible. If you're saving for years just to buy one property, you're already falling behind. That's not me trying to be dramatic, it's just the truth. So when I was 23 years old, I was working as an accountant on a £19,000 salary, and on weekends I was helping out at my dad's restaurant just to make more money. Combined with my student loan and my student grant, eventually I scraped together enough to buy my first property, and I thought I'd made it, right? But then the reality kicks in. That property didn't go to plan, which is a completely different video. I've already made one for it. And once that property was done, I had purchased it, I was basically back to zero. And then so it took me 6 years to buy my second property. And that's when I realized that this whole saving up, slowly buying one property at a time thing, I'm not gonna get very far with it. That only works if you already have some money. If you don't, you have to do something different. Because while I was saving, other people, they already had big portfolios, and I'm like, how the hell are they doing it? They're like the same age as me. And the last option I'm going to show you in this video, most people don't even know exists. So after I bought my first property in 2013, I stopped looking nearby where I lived, because I live in the Midlands and the prices here, well, they're not exactly cheap. So what I started doing was I started looking up further up north where prices were more affordable. Properties were cheaper, refurbs were cheaper, everything was just cheaper, right? And I could use BRR, which is buy, refurb, rent and refinance. And by using this strategy, the BRR strategy, combined with like the lower prices up north, I was able to make my money go further. Let me give you an example of the fourth property I bought in Stockton. Right, I bought it for £70,000. I spent £23,000 doing it up, got it revalued at £105,000, pulled most of my money back out, left in £20,000 in the deal, and which, to be fair, is not very good, right? But even that wasn't a very good deal. I was able to pull a lot of my money out. I rented it out for £550 a month at the time, and it gave me cash flow of £325 a month, at a return on investment at 19%. And that 19% is based just on cash flow, not the price of the property going up in the future. So it wasn't an amazing deal. Left £20,000 in the deal. Some of you probably thinking, oh, that's crap. Well, whatever. It is what it is. But either way, I got a 19% ROI, which is pretty good and better than money in the bank doing nothing. Even if you look at the stock market averages around 8 to 10% over the long term. So 19% ROI, up north, BRR, that worked for me. And to be fair, this was a few years back. Since then, the rents increased to $650 a month. The property's gone up in value, so I've even made more money. Now, it wasn't completely passive right away, but then what happened is I bought another one and I bought another. That's when things started to snowball over time. And here's a stat for you. The average investment property price in the UK is around £180,000, and the average UK salary roughly £32,000. So that means, if you really listen to this, kind of crazy, it means to save up a 25% deposit plus stamp duty plus legal fees plus refurb, you're looking at 5 to 6 years of saving for just one property. One property is not going to change your life. Meanwhile, I'm there investing up north, and if we go by the example I gave you, leaving just £20,000 per property, that's 5 properties for £100,000, and times that 5 by the £325 cash flow I was getting. It's slightly more now because of the rent increase, but anyways, that's £1,625 cash flow, and I've got 5 assets that will go up in value, and some of them already have. So now ask yourself, would you rather do this or save up 5 years to get one property? To me, like, it's a no-brainer. And I know some of you probably watching this think, okay, that sounds good. I get it. I get what you're trying to say, VJ, but I don't have £50,000 yet. Keep watching, because the next option might be for you. So let's say you found a great BRR deal. It doesn't have to be a BRR deal. It could be a buy-to-let, HMO, whatever. But you found a great deal, but you don't have the money, which is like most people. And if you don't have the money, there are investors out there who've got the cash. They just don't have the time, knowledge, contacts to do themselves. but they're looking for people like you to bring them good deals. You bring the deal, manage the refurb, get it over the line, they fund it, and you either split the profit or you pay them a fixed return. Now look, it takes trust to do this. You have to know what you're kind of doing, but if you are confident in finding deals, this is what I found by speaking to loads of people, and I've trained loads of people now as well. Most people don't actually struggle at finding deals, they struggle at finding investors, whether it's for their own property portfolio or for deal sourcing. So this way, if you can find good deals, this can shortcut years of saving. Then I guess that some of you are now thinking, yes VJ, but how do I find investors? The lowest hanging fruit for you, or the easiest option, because nothing is easy, hence the inverted commas, but the easiest option is your family and friends, because there's less convincing to do, isn't there? They already know who you are, hopefully, right? Because they're your friends and family. And if they like you, again, hopefully they do, because they're your friends and family, then they're more likely to be able to lend you the money. And what I've noticed is that most investors, they do start off with their family and friends, and once they've got that track record, once they've got a bit of experience, then they go out to other places like networking events, LinkedIn, social media, or whatever avenue you decide to choose. But starting off with friends and family is probably your quickest route to success when it comes to finding investors. Personally, I didn't use this strategy early on because I had something else that worked for me even better, and it's the next one that changed everything for me. Now, I always say this, that there's nothing better than buying properties, because that's what gives you the true wealth in the long term. Keyword though, long term. But if you're there right now, you're sick of your 9 to 5, you want more freedom, you want flexibility, all those buzzwords, but it's still true. If you haven't got a lot of money, then it might be worth starting a property business. And honestly, this has what's made me real money in property. It's deal sourcing. I didn't need a mortgage, I didn't need a deposit, I didn't even need to own a property. I just had to find good deals, package them up, and then sell them to investors who had the money but no time. Last year, we made over £1 million from deals we didn't even own. That's what gave us the cash to fund our portfolio, grow a team, and scale the business. So let me show you this real quick on the iPad. Here's how I break it down in my head. Your cash flow, okay, is what I would call, and this is how I think of it, is your lifestyle. Okay, so that basically means, that's your day-to-day income. It pays your bills, it gives you the freedom of time. Capital growth, which is when properties go up in value over time, which is where you make the majority of your money in property, but it takes time. This is your wealth builder, okay? And when I mean wealth builder, that's essentially your long-term game. It builds up slowly, but it builds big. This is your retirement fund, your legacy, something that you can pass on to your kids. And then for me, a cash flowing business, like a deal sourcing one or any other business, that's what deal is your freedom, right? So cash flow is your lifestyle, capital growth is your wealth, and business is your freedom. Because in business, the freedom, if you want a nice car next year, you want to buy a bigger house, your first class flights, all that fancy stuff, if you want a new watch, it's not really going to be happening from cash flow unless you have a lot of properties. It's not going to happen from your capital growth either, because that's going to happen in 10 years time. So it's your cash flowing businesses that really gives you the freedom now to be able to live the life that you want. And whilst I've got the iPad out, let me show you how a business, or like deal sourcing, I can only really talk about deal sourcing because that's what I do, right? I have to talk about stuff I'm doing. Let me show you how it plays out in real numbers. If you buy a standard property, let's say standard buy-to-let, just for ease, you're making like £250 a month from it. Now, deal sourcing, we charge anything between £4,995 all the way up to £20,000. Right, it depends on the deal, but usually I'm just giving £20,000. Actually, I don't want to give unrealistic expectation. Let's say 4,995 to 7,995, because that's what most of our deals are. Most of our deals are actually 7,995, right? But keep things simple, whatever. But if you're starting out, you can easily charge £3,000. Okay, let's just say you're new, you want to start off low, because we used to charge £3,000 back in the days. So £3,000, right? If you think about it, if you sell one deal a month, that's pretty good. If you sell 2 deals, you're making £6,000, which is very good. But if you want to try to make the same money with property, with like say a buy-to-let, you need a shitload of properties, right? And this is why even like 1 or 2 of these deals, let's say 3,000 to 6,000, that's when your income starts looking completely different. So look, if you're someone who thinks property is out of reach, now you don't need £100,000. You just need to approach things differently. Option 1, buy up north, use BRR. Option 2, raise investor finance. And then option 3 is build a property business, in my opinion, through deal sourcing. And the reason why I can confidently say is because, you know, I've lived through that. I know how it feels to save up years for one property, get all your savings together, buy a house, watching prices rise, and you just start thinking, oh, I'm never going to catch up because it's going to take me years to save up. But once I stopped trying to do it the traditional way and started doing what actually works, everything changed. If this video has helped you, you'll enjoy the next one where I show you how to actually buy 5 properties for £100,000 using the BRR strategy. So if you're interested in growing your portfolio, I'll go through it step by step and I'll see you over there.